Today, I'm going to take you where a lot of people don't like to go. This video may rub people the wrong way. It may offend people. It may offend you. The main reason is why I say this is because this is going to explore emotions, understand emotions to the core, the true reality, the true nature of what we call emotions and what we identify with, attach ourselves to, and then simply become. Now, the reason why I say many people don't like to go here, and this might offend some of you, is because if you are watching this, what I'm going to say is going to seem like I am dismissing your emotions that you believe to be so real. And while I am not dismissing them, why I am not saying that they are not real and they are not felt, I am saying what we call emotions, what we believe we are suffering most of the time, can be examined, inspected to their core. And if you peel back a layer or two, the thing that you believe is so solid, those emotions that you feel, and then you are suffering, and then you become, and that's what your life is. When you take a look at them, they're not as heavy and as solid as you truly believe. Now, I can say that these emotions are felt. I mean, I base this channel around awakening, waking up to the truth of reality, waking up and stepping and transcending the anxiety that was crippling me, the fear that consumed me. So I took the time along this awakening journey to investigate these emotions, what we believe to be so real, so solid, and so intense, which they are very intense. They can feel very intense, very heavy, and can feel very real. So I want to just jump into it right now. When we say emotion, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Well, for me, it is sadness, happiness, joy, fear, nervousness, anxiety. I mean, you can keep going. So that is what we call emotions. We label emotions good. We've labeled emotions bad. We would call fear bad. Most of the time, most of us would call anger bad. Sadness bad. Happiness good. Joy good. Excitement good. You see how black and white that is? But we know that reality in its truest form isn't black and white like that. Nothing is truly exactly as it seems. And this is the same with these believed emotions. I would like for you to listen to this next part with an open heart and an open mind. The judgments that you might feel arise because you take your life to be so personal and direct, you take your identity to be so personal and direct, that when you hear what I'm about to say next, when we dissect and take a look at these emotions, that these judgments that arise in you, to just not pay attention to them. In what I mention here, I would like for you to take a look yourself and see if you can find a different direction in a sense. Can you find a different avenue? I would suggest that these emotions that seem so very real, that seem so very intense, that seem so very heavy, while this is true to an extent, emotions to their core are nothing more than pure sensations. Emotions are nothing more than pure sensations. I'm sure you can feel the feeling if you wanted to right now, or you can remember, think back to the feeling of fear, the feeling of anxiety, the feeling of happiness. This one is very easy for everyone. The feeling of anger. What does it feel like? Maybe you're feeling that right now. Just take a moment to try to recreate one of these emotions and the feelings associated with them. The main thing that you will truly come to notice, that you will truly discover, that will be revealed to you, is that these emotions that we give a name to are nothing but pure sensations. The feeling of fear, the feeling of anxiety, the feeling of anger, the feeling of happiness, without a descriptive label, what is actually there? Now, this is asking you to go against your basic conditioning that society and culture and the world has set up for you. So I'm asking you to not give a name, not use a pre-programmed name, not use a learned name description for these so-called emotions. Now we're going to refer to them as sensations because that is all we find without the name, without the description. We find sensations. Now, do these sensations feel different? Yes, they do. We're going to give them and use the name again, but the sensation of happiness and the sensation of anger contrast greatly. Happiness can be different for everyone, but is a sensation, feeling of maybe butterflies in a sense. Doing my best to describe them with more descriptions, but we'll get to the point here. Maybe butterflies, maybe light on our feet, a little bit of excitement, joy, anger. Anger can feel intense. It can feel heavy. It can feel like it's pulling you down, weighing you down, pulling you in a direction. This is very, very true. But if you truly, truly have and want the ability to go deeper, to feel deeper, and to see and know deeper, then what we must do is we must take a look at emotions, strip them back from the labels and the descriptions and the names we give them, see what is really there, and see how they become an emotion. So when the sensation of anger, when sensation of happiness is felt, when the sensation of jealousy, when the sensation of fear is felt, what happens next? Well, if we've already stripped it down, that at the core, these so-called feelings, without the names, without the labels and the descriptions, what is really there, purely there at its essence, non-judgmental, non-concept forming, what is really there? And we find sensations. Some are more intense, some are less intense, some stay longer, some don't stay long at all. but we find sensations. So where does it, in this understanding, become something deeper? When do we suffer these sensations? When do they turn into something? How do they turn into something in which we believe we become, our life is defined by, and now we are suffering? This happens the same way that a lot of stuff happens. This happens the same way that most of you believe you are living your separate, secluded, individual life and do not see the oneness that is actually shared. And this happens from stories. Feelings, emotions, at their core, are sensations. If you take a look, not being judgmental, being completely open and neutral, you will feel this and you will see this. It is until we attach a story to them, it is until we attach our narrative to them, that now it is like our own little book, our own little chapter, and we are living it out in real life. And now we are suffering, we are becoming, or we are dealing with these emotions. I'll use my personal experience to share some of my personal stories, my direct experience, to give you examples. And you can relate this to yours, personal and direct experience, however you'd like. Being in a relationship. A few relationships that I have been in. I was suffering anger, jealousy. Why was I suffering anger and jealousy? Well, because I believed that someone else's actions was making me feel anger and jealousy. But when I look at it to the core, when this was occurring, I see that there were sensations, pure, innocent sensations. Did they feel intense? Did they feel real? Yes. But it wasn't until I went into my little world of thought, the mind of stories and narratives, that now these sensations became something I was suffering and became my life, because I attached something to these pure, innocent, neutral, intense, but neutral sensations. And now they became a story that I was living out and suffering. You can see this when you get cut off in traffic. You can see this when someone's rude to you in public, rude to you at work. This is some of the most common everyday experiences that we'll notice. You feel the sensation of what we call anger. You feel the sensation of what we call frustration. And now your story comes along with it. Oh, I'm so angry. That guy was so rude to me, and now I'm running up to him at a stoplight. I'm gonna flip him off. I'm gonna call him so many names. Oh, he's gonna know that they can't treat me like that. My boss is stressing me out so much. I can't even survive here. I can't do this anymore. I'm not gonna make this deadline. I'm so frustrated. What I'm trying to say, guys, is that yes, sensations are felt. Yes, they have a different intensity. And yes, some sensations stay for longer and some don't stay long at all. But be careful to the stories that you are attaching to these sensations, because it isn't until these stories It isn't until thoughts that go along with them, and now you are manifesting your reality. There is the key to your creation. You have taken something that in its purest form is nothing more than pure, innocent sensation. And we have been programmed, we have been conditioned, we have been so lost within this dream that we now describe it, give it a label, and give it a story. And we live it out in what we believe to be reality. But all we are truly doing is simply strengthening and engulfing and immersing ourselves deeper within this little show, this little play. And we believe it to be our life. So what I have for you guys here, the call to action that I challenge you guys for is be careful what you are manifesting by paying attention to these sensations when they arise, noticing them, letting them be, never resisting, but more importantly, never attaching. Because it is a very slippery slope, and a lot of bad can happen when someone is so lost within their story, toppled with sensation that now becomes a life of suffering emotions, that you can be so deep in your echo chamber, that you can be so deep within your own unconscious dream, and you can be so deep and lost within the matrix that all you will ever believe you are living is a life of suffering. But reality shows you much more. It expands and opens up much more than you could ever imagine. So be careful, pay attention, notice and know that even though it's been a repeated habit, even though it's been a lot of repetition throughout believed life, these stories, attachment sensations that you believe are emotions are not truly you. Your transcendence lies within paying attention to the story. I hope this helped you guys. I hope that you were able to gain something from this, because sometimes it is something as simple as this noticing and this paying attention that can reveal a life being lived within imagination and missing out on the full beauty of reality. Yourself. Guys, I'd just like to take a second to mention all truth seekers. I have started memberships. I have a dedicated membership video explaining what I am offering. It is a simple invitation. I will not push anyone towards this direction. I will not force anyone towards this direction. It is totally up to you. If you'd like to support this channel for a greater cause, greater reach, and deeper engagement, and number one, the reason why I started it, to have deeper interaction with me, to help me guide you, to help me help you along your awakening, your journey, whatever it may be, dealing with the three pillars of truth, that consciousness is all, we are the eternal now, and we are all one. If this interests you or intrigues you to go deeper, I encourage you to check it out and give it a look. But it is totally up to you. Once again, your support being here is plenty, but I would like to reach and help those that want it. Thank you very much, True Seekers, and take care.